The URC Quarter Finals are here and it's going to be absolutely epic. Some of the games lined up are absolutely box office. This is going to be a really fun playoffs, and I think it's going to be a very competitive, a very close, a very tight playoffs with a lot of teams that might be in the number 1 or the number 2 seed maybe falling out in the first round. But I'll be giving my preview and my predictions in this video. I'll be saying what I think. Look, recently my predictions have not been the best. Some of them have been absolutely spot on, but the Champions Cup ones, I got both wrong for the final. I've been absolutely laid into for it in the comments. I respect it. I honestly take it on the chin, but I'm going to try get these 100%. But these games honestly are going to be so exciting. There's some really big games, some really big teams, and I really think the URC has come such a long way from where it was. I mean, the URC from the start, the playoffs were always good, but even just the regular season now is just really entertaining to watch. From the top to the bottom, any team can win on any given day. So I really think the URC is probably, in my opinion, becoming the second best club tournament in the world. Obviously, you get the Champions Cup, but I'm saying with regards to the domestic competitions, I think the top 14 is probably number 1. And I'd say URC is close behind at number 2. It's getting a lot better, and I think URC will continue to get better for the next few years, especially if the South African teams can bring more of their star players back, which we've obviously seen now with the Cheslin Colby signing. So a lot of good things happening in the URC. I cannot wait for these games. But let's get right into it. On Friday night, the first game, Glasgow Warriors versus Connacht at Scotstoun Stadium. This is going to be an absolutely awesome game and a very close game in my opinion. Glasgow's been very good throughout the whole season. They rightfully are the number 1 seed at the end of the season. They rightfully ended number 1 on the table. But Connacht is playing like one of the best teams in the competition. And for them, staying in the whole Northern Hemisphere in Europe and not traveling all the way to South Africa is the best thing possible for Connacht. So I really do think this is going to be a very close game. Remember, Glasgow's been very good. They've had a bit of a dip in form recently, but Connacht has been on the up recently and playing some phenomenal rugby. They look like a very difficult team to beat. So honestly, I'm going to give my prediction for this one. I think Glasgow is going to win this one. I do think Glasgow, because they got kind of kicked out of the Champions Cup. They took that on the chin. They're going to try bounce back from that. Playing at home, the crowd's going to be really, honestly, very vibrant behind them. It's going to be a very good atmosphere. But this Connacht team is going to put up a big fight. Now, I will say this is probably one of the games where, if Connacht does win, where the team that probably isn't the favourites wins, this one, Connacht, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Connacht wins this game. They're playing some very good rugby. They've played without some of their star players as well and looked really good. They've played with their star players and looked very good as well. One of the big wins for this team as well was beating Ulster at Ulster to kind of swing things around and to beat the Stormers in Cape Town. Remember, this team has got some really big wins this year. They beat some very big teams away from home as well. And they were out of the playoff contention a few months ago. They were not looking like they were going to make it. They weren't in a healthy spot. They've absolutely got their troops together, played some phenomenal rugby, and now they have a chance to go win it. I really do believe if Connacht win this game, they have a chance to win the whole thing. So, honestly, Connacht fans should be very excited. But that being said, I do think Glasgow will win. Now, I'm probably saying this is a bit of a safety pick. My gut's telling me it's going to be a very close game, and Connacht has a very good chance to win. But I also think, just from a normal standpoint, just looking at it with a bit of a clear head, I think Glasgow is the better team. Glasgow hasn't been playing the best. Their tour to South Africa was horrible, but I think they are going to bounce back, and I think they're going to play some very good rugby now at home, where they are very tough to beat. Hostile crowd. They play very good in Glasgow, so I just see Glasgow winning this game. But nonetheless, it's going to be a very good game and a very good way to start the playoffs. Also, I will be doing match previews for every single quarterfinal game after the teams have been selected. I will be doing match reactions, so like full-time reviews for every single game this weekend for the URC. So stay tuned for that one as well. You can probably tell I am so excited for this. Moving on to the next game, we have the Bulls versus Munster at Loftus Versfeld. Now, this is kind of low-key becoming a bit of a derby, a bit of a rivalry this game. Bulls love beating Munster and Munster loves beating the Bulls. I wouldn't say there's animosity, but there's a lot of competitiveness between the two teams. Now, these two teams are very competitive, and I look at the Bulls and Munster in a very similar way. I almost think the Bulls is the Munster of South Africa and Munster is the Bulls of Ireland, because I do think Stormers are the best team in South Africa, as if Leinster is, but I think Bulls and Munster have this one thing where they have so much grit, so much determination, such a good fan base. People are very patriotic about supporting those teams, and the players that play for those teams are very patriotic about it as well. So I do like this game a lot. I always love watching Bulls versus Munster play. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know I'm a Sharks fan, so my team is not even in it. So I'm a complete neutral this weekend. I'll be watching all the games as a neutral. It's going to be very fun to watch. But I think this Bulls versus Munster game, I think you should tick it off as a game to watch. It's definitely a must-watch game this weekend. And probably I'd say Glasgow and Connacht and Bulls vs Munster are the two must-watch games if I had to choose two this weekend, because they are both very tough, very physical, very determined, very competitive teams. So I do think the Bulls are going to win this game. My prediction is I think the Bulls are going to win because the Bulls are playing some spectacular rugby right now. They are very tough to beat at home. They've added key guys like Andre Pollard. Cheswell Ewis has come in and had a great season. Curtly Orange is back as well. All the players in this team are playing some phenomenal rugby as well. Kane and Moody, the forward pack is looking really solid for the Bulls. Some very standout players there. Even the non-Springbok players, I mean, Jean-Ray Rudolph and Pilo Gomede in that forward pack as well are playing some phenomenal rugby. Munster have some great players as well. They do have a few injuries, but they've got some very good players as well. I think Munster has a chance to win this game. I think every team has a chance to win the game this weekend, to win their games. But I just think the Bulls at home in Pretoria is a very tough challenge, and I think they might just get the better of Munster. But I think it's going to be a very close game. And if Munster do start and come out the gates extremely hot, firing on all cylinders, it's going to be a good game to watch till the 80th minute. But I know after the game at the 80th minute, both teams are going to be absolutely wrecked, because that's just the way the Bulls and Munster play. They leave everything out on the field, and this is going to be a really fun must-watch game. So keep an eye on this game. It's going to be a very good one. I've got the Bulls winning. Moving on to the next game, we have the Stormers versus Cardiff. Now, if you told me at the start of the season Stormers are playing Cardiff in Cape Town for the quarterfinals, I'd say, oh, Stormers have a very easy win. Okay, Stormers are easy going to make it through. I don't think that's the case anymore. The Stormers sent their strongest team the other week to Cardiff, and Cardiff really outplayed the Stormers that game. Cardiff had to survive a late onslaught from other teams to make the quarterfinals. Cardiff made the quarterfinals because they deserved to be there. Cardiff can beat the Stormers. They definitely can. I think the one kryptonite for the Stormers is playing at home. They play much better rugby away from home. Now, I do think that playing at Cape Town is going to be very tough for Cardiff, which I think will play into the Stormers' hands. But just the way the Stormers play at home sometimes is either amazing or absolutely pathetic. It's almost as if one day they'll be playing and every single thing will be working for them, because the Stormers at home play very brave rugby, as we've all seen, we all know. They try to play the ball from everywhere around the field. They keep up the pace. They try little funny things. They play for the crowd. They do play for the crowd. Whereas Cardiff are going to come here, a well-drilled team, a very tough Welsh side, and they're going to try to get a result. So once again, I won't be surprised if Cardiff does get a win or if this game is close, but I got to go with the Stormers for this one. I probably will go with all the home teams. It just looks like the home teams have the better advantage right now. The Stormers, if things do click for them, remember they've been playing some very poor rugby recently, but if things do click for the Stormers, they will be extremely dangerous in this game, and they'll be extremely dangerous for the rest of the tournament. They've got some very good players. The Stormers almost got exposed there. I'm not a Stormers fan. The Stormers need to have a massive performance from Sasha and Ngomazulu and from Damian Willem. So those two key guys have to really drive the team forward. It'll be very interesting to see who does start at scrum off now that I think Kobus Reinach is injured as well. That's a bit of a big loss. Will it be Imad Khan? Will it be Stefan Ungra? That could also make a very big difference, as well as where they decide to play Damian Willems and where they decide to play Sasha and Ngomazulu. So a lot of things going into this game. I think the one downfall for the Stormers could be their team selection if they get it wrong, but nonetheless, I've got the Stormers winning this game. I think the Stormers will win it. I think the crowd is going to be absolutely electric in Cape Town, and the Stormers are going to be absolutely up for it, with a lot of guys playing for a Springbok jersey as well. But that being said, nothing to take away from Cardiff. I don't think it's going to be an easy game at all. I would have at the start of the season, but now I don't think that at all. Cardiff is a very good rugby team. They're a very tough team to beat. And to be honest, I think all the Welsh teams touring away from home are the South African teams, bogey teams. Me growing up as a South African fan, we would always be like losing to Wales and have a close game with Wales, because Wales were just a bit of our bogey team, almost like Australia. So anything can happen on the day. It's going to be a very good game to watch as well. Cardiff are going to come with a point to prove, and the Stormers want to prove something to their fans as well. So I've got the Stormers winning that one. On to the final game of the weekend. We've got Leinster versus the Lions. Now, Leinster probably will win this game, and I do have Leinster winning this game, but there's one thing. Leinster just came off the back of a very tough Champions Cup final. The Lions are fresh. They've been there in Ireland, I think, for the last 2 weeks since their last game. They did lose that game to Leinster as well, and to Munster. This could be a very close game. I really think this could be a very close game. The Lions have a few very key injuries. Morne van den Berg, Ruan Venter as well, so I don't think they're going to be at full strength. But there's a lot of younger guys in the Lions team that probably haven't been playing because Ruan Venter and Morne van den Berg have been playing. that are some very X-factor players. Now, there's some very talented players in the Lions team. Do I think they're going to win this game? No. Do I think it's going to be a very fun game to watch? Absolutely. I think Leinster probably will choose their strongest team if possible. Maybe they'll play guys like James Lowe that didn't play last weekend. Maybe they'll play a few other guys as well and mix things around maybe a little bit. That's probably what I do think they will do. I think they can get through the Lions without playing their absolute strongest team, but I don't think they want to take any chances because they know that this Lions team this year is a much changed Lions team that won the South African Cup. They are the South African Shield, sorry. They are very strong. They have some very good players coming through, and they almost beat, well, they took Munster very far the other day in Munster, in Ireland. So they're a very gritty team. They'll be fresh, ready to go. If Leinster does not pitch up, the Lions can obviously win, but I think Leinster are the favourites for this game, and Leinster are playing some very good rugby, and they're going to try to right some wrongs in front of their home fans after a very disappointing Champions Cup final. So just to go over my predictions one more time, I've got Glasgow beating Connacht, Bulls beating Munster, Stormers beating Cardiff, and Leinster beating the Lions. But I will say that Glasgow vs Connacht game looks very, very close in my opinion, and I think that could be the one game that Connacht could get a sneaky victory away from home. That being said, Munster as well, if the Bulls don't pitch up, Munster's a very tough team to beat. But I just see that Connacht team right now being a very dangerous prospect for Glasgow. That was probably the one team Glasgow did not want to play. So that's just my predictions for the games. Please let me know your predictions down below in the comments. These could be absolutely wrong at the end of the day. There are a few safe picks, all the home teams, but this is just my logic going into it. I just think these are the teams that are going to win. Let me know if you have any other reasons why you think a different team will win the game, team selections, anything like that. Let me know down below in the comments, and remember, I will be doing a preview for every single game after the teams have been selected, and I will be doing a match reaction as well. So I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.